Yesterday, soccer camp was being conducted at Wachusett High School. It started yesterday at approximately 9:15 a.m. At 9:55, Joshua Thibodeau collapsed while doing a low-impact, low-level drill during the soccer camp. Holden Police and Fire immediately responded to the scene. He was brought to the University of Massachusetts Hospital and was pronounced dead at 10:45 in the morning. This is a horrible tragedy associated with the soccer camp. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them at this time, anything I can. My understanding is that there were no complaints. They had just gotten into the soccer camp. There's some low-level drills. A 10 drill is what they called it being conducted. Water had been provided about 15-20 minutes prior to his collapsing. It was right at the start of the day. My understanding is there was no complaints, but what we do have right now is we do with any death of this nature. The State Police Detective Unit assigned to the District Attorney's Office is investigating, working with the Holden Police on this. We had an autopsy that's being performed either later this morning or early this afternoon, which will give us a great idea, much better idea as to what was the cause and manner of death.
Did he have a pre-existing medical condition?
I don't have any evidence. We don't have any evidence at this time of any pre-existing medical condition. All the children that attend the camp have a waiver. He had a waiver as well. He had been cleared to participate in the camp.
Lean towards you?
Really can't lean towards anything until we have the autopsy results back. I don't want to speculate or make any guesses with regards to this. You know, it's a horrible tragedy. We have to let the investigation play out a little bit more, find out what we get back from the autopsy, and should be able to have a much better idea as to exactly what happened. My understanding that he did have a brother participating in the camp, and his brother was also on the field, yes. Well, once again, we're waiting for the autopsy results. I don't want to make any speculations, but just from a common sense perspective, you know, they weren't involved in heavy running, hard drills. They'd only been participating in a slow, low-level, low-impact drill, which had been going on for about 10-15 minutes.
Camp is underway today, as scheduled. We met with all the parents yesterday. We dismissed camp early yesterday in order to give us an opportunity to speak with the parents to explain the tragedy that occurred. I was there this morning to greet the parents as they came, instructed the counselors and the coaches to monitor students to make sure that all the campers were both mentally and physically able to continue. But it was a somewhat difficult decision to keep the camp going on, but our sense is that we have a responsibility to the families to take care of their children this week. That's what we kind of signed up for. Students at this age, to my experience working with young people for literally decades, appear to process things slowly and in their own time. If you went to the field this morning, you would have seen what looked like a very normal sight and I'm sure these are not callous students or students who don't have questions, but clearly there are students who are ready to work with their teammates and classmates and work with their coaches to continue to play soccer. And that's how they were processing the event from what I saw. In this situation, we have one of the coaches is an EMT. And so we feel there's a comfort level, there. He's very well trained. He's a very experienced, both coach and medical responder.
We know that he collapsed and he immediately was responded to, but with regards to the further treatment, it's really all part of the investigation. We'll have a little bit more for you later on once we do get the autopsy results, but right now we do know that he collapsed and was immediately responded to. People were immediately brought, and I do have to, the Holden Police and Fire were there within about a minute and a half at the most, so they did get there right away and did do the job that they were supposed to do. They immediately got to the scene and did everything they possibly could.